Hello again, everyone. We are Gaming by Gaslight, and welcome back to Stellaris Leviathans. When we last left off, we were doing pretty well for ourselves. We still have some issues we need to deal with, like destroying this dreadnought. Of course, the funny thing is, it occurs to me, by the time we're able to actually destroy this thing, I won't really need it to fight back, will I? Of course, then again, because all the Leviathans show a skull instead of their actual power level, and because of the fact that power level is not in any way actually indicative of how dangerous something is, in a sense, because, for instance, if you have a fleet of all battleships versus a fleet of all corvettes, the corvettes will probably win, because battleships really have nothing, if I recall correctly, that can actually hit a corvette. Because they have all big weapons, and small ships are designed to avoid those, so... And then, of course, if you have a fleet that's made of all missiles against basically anything else, as long as it has, you know, even, like, 1 point defense, because missiles are apparently, like, broken as hell right now. But anyway, yeah. So, basically, the key thing to take away from that starting ramble is that just because someone looks bigger and scarier than you doesn't mean you can't beat them in a fight.
Research complete.
So, pick a fight with the biggest guy you see, and hope for the best, I guess? I don't know. What kind of moral am I trying to send here with this? I honestly have no idea. I have no idea what kind of lesson I was getting at there. Probably nothing you should apply in real life, just that sometimes something that looks big and scary is not actually nearly as big and or scary as you may have thought it was.
Construction complete.
Yeah.
Colony established.
Oh, that sounds like a reasonable moral. I'll go with that. Alright, first of all, let's hire ourselves a new governor. Mostly because I like, oh my god, these are all, like, terrible. I mean, we don't need plus 25 years because, you know, everyone's immortal here, because we're all robots. I mean, I guess faster leveling up is good, but I would have kind of, what the heck is this? Oh, you're a stubborn old man, are you? Or woman, nameless creature thing, whatever you are. And, alright, so let's, I guess, I could make this a very mineral-heavy planet, I suppose. But then again, I could make it a very science-heavy planet as well, once I get all our robots up and running. I guess it really depends on what my mood is. Where are you going? Tau Beta. Did I give you permission to leave? I don't think I gave you permission to leave. You're like our top science man. How dare you, sir? Also, I'm gonna flip you around like this. I hope I'm doing research to get rid of some of these tile blockers. That would be very unfortunate otherwise. We also need some sciencey labs. I really want to get the science going, because I feel our science is just a little... Where the heck do you think you're going? I didn't give you permission to leave. Why is everyone leaving? I mean, it's your... whatever creator-given right to do whatever the heck you want, I guess, with your life, but I'd prefer it if you didn't leave.
System service.
Mostly because it's a pain in the ass trying to build up things here. I'm also tempted, because I've heard that sectors are still, you know, kind of sectors in this particular version of the game. I'm tempted to get a mod that just maxes out the number of directly controlled systems I can hold, because I don't like the sectors. I have made vast and lengthy rants about how much I hate sectors in the past. Oh boy. But I think the key thing that would really solve a lot of problems with sectors is just add a lot of, like, little micromanagey buttons and toggles. Like, lots of them. There's a reasonable amount now, but there should be even more. And especially, I want to tell sectors, don't bother holding a stockpile. Build everything you can on every goddamn tile until there's nothing left to build. And then you can form a stockpile. And then give me the stockpile. You know, because I could probably make better use of it than you could or something. I don't know. I feel... At some point, I think there's probably going to be, like, internal empire, democracy, and mechanics going on so that all the materials being hoarded up become actually useful. Like, they can be traded, you could get them back from the sectors and negotiations and internal planetary management and stuff. Just something so they're not just sitting there and you can see them, but they're basically going, ha ha ha, you can't have them. Also, this is the Odin Asteroid. Are these all named after gods? Maybe. Possibly. Is that Ulm? Ulam? Whatever it is, let's see. Small scout craft of some kind plowed into the surface of this asteroid millennia ago, creating a shallow canyon. No visible cockpit on the ship, leading our scientists to believe it was either piloted by remote or through some kind of primitive artificial intelligence. Ooh. Can I, Oh. I thought that was going to do something. Apparently not. I'm not missing that, am I? Hang on a second. No. Satellite. Oh, right. We found that. Survey. People are living there. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, wasn't I talking about building another science ship again so that I could continue exploring this arm where it got horribly, horribly murdered last time? You know what? I think that was what I was going to do. We are building up a lot of energy now, so that's a good thing, which means we can also build up our Corvette fleet. Which means that's exactly what I'm going to do before I do anything else. Because I'm crazy, apparently. And because we have a ridiculous surplus of energy right now. Which ends up being the case for the most part anyway. Once you get past the early game. Oh, I don't even have a spaceport built here yet. I should probably save up for that. That would be a good idea. Also, on... You know, something I've never checked. Does infrastructure projects actually make building robots faster? I don't know. But robots do seem to be building somewhat faster, I think. Maybe. Are you guys building any faster? Oh, hello. Hello, Mr. Karim Ancients, who may or may not be the precursors that built us, depending on how we want to roleplay this. Gaslight, we have... Oh, Gaslight blank. Oh wait, is that our name? Hang on a second here. There's a blank. What's the name of my leader? He is Gaslight Prime, right? Yes, he is. Okay. Gaslight Prime, we have observed your lack of technological progress with concern. At your current pace, we fear that you will never reach your true potential before you wipe yourselves out or are conquered by a more advanced species. In order to help you along, we will transfer a data cache of Kareem's scientific knowledge. You will no doubt find its contents to be of invaluable worth to your empire. We do not need Kareem Chair. No. Are you serious? Oh, sweet. That's awesome.
System survey complete.
Don't you love it when they want to help? Now, if you could just give me access to your top secret Titan-class ship battle plans. What's this? Negotiations for appointing a new executive. Oh, right, we are, well, I'm the only one here, aren't I? Blank. Ruling from blank. You're ruling from blank. Who are you? What happened? I'll abstain from this. Alright, a new ruler. Who is now the first citizen. First citizen blank has become... Why are you not Gaslight Prime? Who the hell are you? And why couldn't I just vote Gaslight Prime back into power? I didn't just lose the governor of a planet, did I? Apparently not. I am confused by what just happened. But I shall accept it as all part of the plan. I don't know what that plan is, but I will accept it as being necessary for the greater good or something. Alright, more spaceports for everyone. Excellent. I love building spaceports. Makes me feel good about myself. Also, a random thought here. How is your ethics divergence? It's okay. We can do a little bit more about that with our lovely propaganda broadcasts and our re-education camps. There we go.
Construction complete.
Oh, goody! Oh, we found the Umbran Consciousness. Hello. Well met. I represent the Umbran Consciousness. They are also evangelizing zealots. God damn it. Oh well. Led by the illustrious Mother Vara, we rule our region of space under a divine mandate. And so basically God Queen in this case. And so long as you do not interfere in our spiritual affairs, our relations may remain cordial. Good thing we're robots and this parasite cannot, you know, infect us.
Construction.
As I said during that whole Lonely Galaxy playthrough, I really hope at some point probably in an expansion, we get some kind of cool, well, expansion or update or something that makes it possible to play as what I would call non-traditional species, like brain parasites and stuff of that nature, because I think that would be cool. There we are. Just carefully avoid these space amoebas, and then we'll go exploring in Umbran Consciousness territory. You see, I never really see the point in doing the whole research thing myself. I'll let them do the research for me and discover me. Oh, we're at 99%. Oh, wow. Wait, who are you? Oh, never mind. I thought you were someone else. There's the Pax Mexicana. Alright, so we're meeting everyone. And you know what disappoints me? It seems like all the empires are spawning around us. Again, like I set non-clustered starts, gosh darn it. I wanted that so that everyone would spawn all over the galaxy.
Complete. Anomaly found.
Also, I can't help but notice that the Umbran Consciousness, they are really, really spreading. Much like the brain parasite virus they are. Ooh. Unexpected activity from an isolated point on the frozen surface. Ooh, I think I remember this event. It's kind of cool. If it's the one I'm thinking of. It's probably cool either way, but it'll be even cooler if it's the one I think it is. Ah, there we go. More tile blockers. Ah, advanced government forms. I like that. I also like getting rid of these, which would actually be faster, so we'll go with that first. Let's look back on the surface here. Why are you always leaving? Everyone's... But then again, I guess... Why is Tau Beta so damn popular? I don't understand it. I mean, it will solve... Or it'll mean that it'll be able to upgrade to a higher level sooner, but... Oh well. Oh yeah, here we are. This is like one of the weirdest events, because as far as I know, there is no follow-up to it, no matter what you do. The readings originate from a small research outpost, which the Gaslight Empire has no records of establishing, or indeed authorizing, on the surface of Padma VA. This is like basically like almost like a Lovecraftian story or something. In fact, if this is not based on an actual story, I kind of almost want to write a short story with this very premise. Anyway, it is staffed by one Gaslight scientist, a fairly talented and industrious one if their research on Padma VA is anything to go by. There is a problem with regards to their identity, however. We have been unable to match them against official state records, and they refuse to identify themselves, save for stating that they are an exile. An exile from another timeline, perhaps? They have expressed an interest in returning to Gaslight Prime and serving the Gaslight Empire directly, on the condition that the subunit A088 immediately depart Padma VA and no Gaslight ships ever return there. Out of the question, or we take this guy. And the exile, that sounds pretty damn badass, but, I mean, obviously I want the science. There's a follow-up. Ah, here we go. I knew there was a follow-up event to this. There's nothing unusual about the research outpost itself. It is little but a temporary shelter erected against the savage elements, allowing surface-level planetary study for a limited time before it wears down and conditions become untenable. The outpost on Padma VA is nearing the end of its lifespan, but the planet's intense chill is yet to critically degrade the impermanent structure. The equipment, functional, cheap, intended to be abandoned, is well used, and the local databanks are filled with detailed but ultimately mundane accounts of the planet as well as the simple experiments that were carried out in its harsh environment. Curiously, no closer examination seems to have been made of the mineral outcropping the outpost foundations rest on. Scans by the subunit A088 indicate that the geological formation, a mountain mostly buried under the ice, may be partially hollow. More alarmingly, Science Officer Blank, because all our science officers have no name, reports that the sole inhabitant of the outpost, the mysterious Exile, has gone missing and is nowhere to be found. Like, what the hell just happened there? Like, you see, that right there, like, if this somehow is like the first video of Stellaris you've ever seen, that is basically Stellaris in a nutshell right there. That is, in fact, like, sci-fi. That is, like, perfect storytelling in a nutshell. It just leaves you wondering, what the hell just happened? And in a good way, unlike the ending to Lost, which was a, what the hell did I just waste the last several years of my life watching kind of ending. Or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, let's go for the solar network and swiftly move on from that. Alright. Jolly good so far. Jolly good. I am pretty happy with how things are going, except for the fact that we, of course, are missing a robot here. Is this the ocean world? I think it... No. Is it? Yes, this is an ocean world. Right? Yeah, it says right there. And we have no ocean people to live on it, which is kind of sad. But oh well. Also, I'm going to do a little switcheroo like that. And we'll probably turn this into another mining network. I mean, who needs food? We're robots, right? That's what I say. Also, let's blow down these mountains. We have better things to do with our time. Get another robot in there. Oh, you have nothing to do right now, so you do that. Alright. Lots of robots. Robots everywhere. What's this? You're actually getting built right now? Alright, you do that. And... Yes, okay, so everything's going... You know what? Should have done this right off the bat, but I'm gonna... Oh, I don't have the influence required. God damn it. What I need is to get some protectorates or something. Uplift some primitives. Anyway. But yeah. Oh, hello. Sapphire lurkers. Okay, this is a weird glitch. Because it used to be that if I hovered over, then it would just show... Like, it would show his path and what he was currently doing. But unfortunately, apparently that's not the case. I'm kind of wondering if it's a glitch with the mods I'm using. Because I haven't heard any mention anywhere else about that sort of situation.
Research complete.
Alright, let's also queue up surveying inside the boundaries of the Pax Mexicana. Because I'm sure they won't mind our science ships doing science in their borders. I mean, who could be bothered by such a thing, right? Destroyer assembly yards. I mean, we could really go hard for getting bigger, better ships right off the bat. But then again... I mean, afterburners are pretty good, because they'll make us move a little faster. Space torpedoes, I'm not even going to bother researching this at all. Of course, then again, I think you need to research that in order to get photon torpedoes and the like, which technically don't count as missiles. Oh, the Pax Mexicana has another starship as well. Interesting. Seems like a lot of people are getting sucked into alternate dimensions. Kinda makes you think, doesn't it?
Complete.
Speaking of thinking, let's continue build... Hello? Oh, a level 3 spaceport. Oh, in that case, let's upgrade all the spaceports before we do anything else. I mean, we'd be silly not to, right? And that's pretty much the extent at which we can go with that. At some point, I'm gonna just offer to learn the hotkeys and everything. But for now... Plus, like, I can't believe we have not learned how to make better fission reactors yet. It's frankly a little annoying. Oh well. Ah, the Hanoi class. Good enough for me. Subunit AA, Hanoi, utility, subunit A119. It's all pretty good. Alright, what do we got for research? Excellent. Let's see, advanced combat rules. I like the sound of that. That would be good. Give us better, better kilomajigging, which is always good. Automatic exploration. Oh, it does make us survey faster. However, I'm told that science ships are actually dumb as bricks when it comes to avoiding... Well, actually, they might not be, because if I set them to passive, or if I set them to flee, I think they'll automatically repath around that. Because I have heard that's something that I remember reading about that, rather, that that's something that they set up when it comes to autopathing, is that if something flees, it'll then try to, like, repath back to where it was going, but in a different path, obviously. Which is good, instead of just fleeing back to safety and then you having to re-queue everything, which is always annoying. You, Mr. Science Ship. There we go. Oh, you actually properly showed up. Oh, right, the one that never seems to show up properly is that other ship. Let's see, large amount of space debris. Well, space debris is always cool. Work on that. And there's Palma. That's where that crazy place was. With our... Oh, right, terraforming liquids. That's right, we can do terraforming stuff now. Which is good. Because terraforming is always fun. Especially if you're going for a mono-species empire. Which is not exactly the plan for us. But sort of seems like what's going to happen unless I conquer that neighboring species and then try to form like a Super Friends alliance. But again, I don't really like diplomacy in Stellaris as it is right now. And I find it easier to just conquer everyone or just ignore everyone and do your own thing rather than trying to manage them. Yes. Which is why I restarted this series in the first place, because I made the mistake of having way too many empires and then having notifications popping up all the time, and it was just awful. You know, I don't know why I queued all that up, because I'm going to completely destroy the queue now in order to do this research project.
Log updated.
That was silly of me. Alright, there we go. And then some of that. Alright, good. Good enough. Oh, we have a science ship that's not doing science. This cannot stand. I mean, a science ship not doing science? Who would have thought of such a thing? What kind of twisted mind would invent a science ship that can't do science? Oh, that would be actually kind of fun, now that I think about it. If you could design ships that were supposedly one type of ship, but were actually another. Like if you designed science ships that were actually corvettes. Or something like that, because then you could kind of sneak them in.
Complete.
I mean, it would naturally be kind of suspicious if you have this fleet of like 100 million corvettes or science ships, alleged science ships, quote-unquote science ships, that were actually not science ships at all. I don't know why I did that when I meant to do this. And build a science lab. I generally don't... This is like a weird habit of mine, but I don't like actually building any buildings on a planet until I've upgraded this, because I don't know why, but I don't like building these like basic mines, basic power plants, because for some reason I have it in my head that it's just inefficient doing that. I don't know why. I guess it depends then again on how fast the population grows relative to the building time. But yeah, I don't know. It is a weird habit of mine. I just felt like sharing. Anyway, so life is going reasonably well here. We have a whole bunch of people who are... Oh, you're unemployed. That's your problem. Because everyone is building much faster. Oh, you're migrating. Well, if you're migrating, then you can do there, so you're not really getting in the way of anything. All right. Also, let's get infrastructure. Oh, I still can't afford it. Dang gummit. Silly me. Anyway, overall, I think the Gaslight... Oh, our name placement moved. That's good, I guess. I assume it did that for good reasons, because we got slightly bigger or something, and not because something horrible happened causing us to shrink. What's over here? A whole bunch of random alien vessels that may or may not even still be here. I assume they're still here. And it does have 2 planets in there. The one's only a level 10 world. Kind of crap. What about over here? Do we have... Oh, there's actually a primitive civilization here who's in a Renaissance age, so they're probably not going to be uplifted anytime soon. That's a tundra world. This is an ocean world. This is also an ocean world. And this is a tundra world, which we have 65% habitability. I really hate how there seems to be a glitch where everything shows a 0 for us. You know, this actually would not be the worst place to build. Because there's also apparently something that causes, like, whatever determines border growth, apparently, I'm not sure if this is actually a thing coded into the game or something, but I remember reading someone's observation that apparently borders try to grow towards each other. Like, and that includes hostile borders as well. So, like, their borders are presumably almost like gravity is pulling on them. Our borders will be pulled towards one another or something. Something like that, anyway. Which I guess is good and bad in different ways. I mean, good because these will get pulled towards each other. These will get pulled towards each other. All kinds of cool stuff will happen. And yeah. Anyway, probably time to wrap this episode up before my rambling becomes completely ineligible. Ineligible? That is not what I meant to say at all. Completely incomprehensible, rather. So, we'll zoom out so we can see all the fancy little icons of all the different people. And with all that said, you know what? These guys are actually growing big enough so that they look like they're, at least in terms of size, could fight the Ancients. Which I hope they're not planning on doing, because the Kyrian Ancients have been my friends so far. And I'd actually like to keep them that way for the foreseeable future. But anyway, like I said before, that's going to do it for this episode, so until the next time, thank you all for watching, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video.